What if I told you that the very thing most people fear could be your greatest tool for building wealth? That's right, I'm talking about debt. For most of us, debt is a four-letter word associated with stress and struggle, but for the wealthy, it's a secret weapon. Today, we're pulling back the curtain to reveal how you can turn debt from a burden into a powerful engine for your financial future. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see debt in a completely new light. First, let's get one thing straight. Not all debt is created equal. The wealthy have mastered the art of distinguishing between good debt and bad debt. Bad debt is the stuff that drains your wallet. Think high-interest credit card balances from buying things that lose value, like expensive clothes or the latest tech gadgets. It's consumer debt that serves no purpose other than immediate gratification. Good debt, on the other hand, is an investment in your future. It's money you borrow to acquire an asset that has the potential to grow in value or generate income. This is the kind of debt the wealthy actively seek out. Think of it like this. If you borrow money at 5% interest to invest in something that gives you a 10% return, you're not just paying off a loan, you're actively making money. You're using other people's money to increase your own net worth. This concept is called leverage, and it's the cornerstone of how the wealthy use debt. So, what are some classic examples of good debt? The most common one is a mortgage. You borrow a large sum to buy a house, which is an asset that typically appreciates over time. While you're paying it off, you're also building equity. You're turning a monthly payment into a long-term investment. Another powerful example is a student loan. Now, I know student loans get a bad rap, and for good reason if they're not managed well. But if that loan allows you to get a degree that significantly increases your earning potential over your lifetime, it was a calculated investment in yourself. The return on investment, in the form of a higher salary, can far outweigh the cost of the loan. The same principle applies to business loans. An entrepreneur might take on debt to buy new equipment, expand their operations, or hire more staff. These are all strategic moves designed to generate more revenue. The loan isn't just a cost, it's fuel for the business's growth engine. In each of these cases, mortgage, student loan, business loan, the debt is used to acquire an asset or create an opportunity that generates more value than the cost of borrowing. That's the fundamental difference. Now, let's talk strategy. How do the wealthy put this into practice? It starts with a solid financial foundation. You can't effectively use good debt if you're drowning in bad debt. That's why the first step is often debt consolidation. If you have multiple high-interest debts, like credit cards or personal loans, a smart move is to consolidate them into a single loan with a lower interest rate. This not only simplifies your payments, but more importantly, it frees up cash flow. That extra cash can then be redirected from paying high interest to making strategic investments. It is about stopping the leaks in your financial boat before you try to sail to a new destination. Once your bad debt is under control, you can start thinking like an investor. The wealthy are constantly on the lookout for opportunities where they can use leverage. Now you control a $300,000 asset with only $60,000 of your own money. The rent you collect from your tenant should ideally cover your mortgage payment, taxes, insurance, and maintenance, with some left over as positive cash flow. Meanwhile, the property is, hopefully, appreciating in value, and your tenant is effectively paying off your loan for you, building your equity month by month. You've used leverage to multiply the power of your initial investment. And guess what? With the $240,000 you didn't have to spend, you could potentially go and put down payments on several more properties, scaling your wealth building much faster than if you had used all your own cash for one property. This strategy isn't limited to real estate. The same logic applies to investing in the stock market. Some savvy investors use low-interest loans, like a home equity line of credit, HELOC, to invest in a diversified portfolio of stocks and bonds. The key, and this is crucial, is that the expected return from the investments must be higher than the interest rate on the loan. This is a higher risk strategy and requires a deep understanding of the market, but it illustrates the core principle, using borrowed capital to generate returns. The mindset here is a complete 180 from how most people view debt. Instead of seeing debt as a deficit, the wealthy see it as a tool. It's a hammer in their financial toolkit. Just like a hammer can be used to build a beautiful house or to smash your thumb, debt can be used to build wealth or to destroy it. It all depends on the skill and knowledge of the person wielding it. This brings us to the most important element of all, financial literacy. You cannot successfully use these strategies without a solid understanding of concepts like interest rates, cash flow, return on investment, and risk management. The wealthy spend time educating themselves. They read books, they follow markets, they consult with financial advisors. They don't just jump into debt blindly. They create a strategic plan. This plan involves knowing your numbers inside and out. Before taking on any good debt, they ask critical questions. What is the interest rate? Is it fixed or variable? What is the repayment term? What is the most realistic expected return on this investment? What is the worst case scenario, and can I handle it? By having a clear plan and a solid understanding of the risks, they can use debt with confidence. It's also about maintaining a great credit score. A high credit score is like a key that unlocks access to the best borrowing terms, the lowest interest rates. The wealthy protect their creditworthiness fiercely because they know it directly impacts their ability to leverage debt effectively. Better terms mean lower borrowing costs, which in turn means higher potential profit from their investments. So let's recap the blueprint. Step 1. Eliminate or consolidate your high interest, bad debt. Stop the bleeding. Step 2. Build your financial literacy. Understand the difference between assets and liabilities and learn the principles of investing. Step 3. Improve your creditworthiness to gain access to low-cost capital. Step 4. Start small. Identify opportunities to use good debt to acquire income-generating or appreciating assets like real estate or a strategic investment in your own skills. Step 5. Always have a solid repayment plan and manage your risks. Changing your perspective on debt is one of the most profound shifts you can make on your journey to financial freedom. It's not about avoiding debt entirely. It's about becoming the master of it, not its servant. It's about using it purposefully and strategically to build the future you desire. Thanks for watching today. I hope this has opened your eyes to the hidden power of debt. If you found this valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. What are your thoughts on using debt as a tool? Let me know in the comments below.